How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Davinci Resolve editing tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to add flicker to your edits. And this is a very simple process actually, but it is a bit, it's got a bit of nuance to it. Just quickly, I want to say if you're trying to make a edit or a montage or something of that effect, typically you would, make the edit itself and then add the flicker in the color correction stage of editing. Just because it's simpler to do it that way. If you know, then you know. Sort of hard to explain, but the flicker is one of the last things you really add. So yeah, this makes your montages and edits just a bit more professional. It makes them hit a bit harder, a bit more cinematic, if you will. I actually have mine favorited, I think. Yeah, I do. But basically, just come down to the Filters tab, go into Open FX, and look up Flicker. So there is one built straight into Davinci. I'm going to be honest with you, it's pretty bad. It doesn't do it the way that it doesn't do a good job of it. And generally, it's less customizable and flexible. There is the Sapphire Time one, which I've said this a million times before. Sapphire is fucking insane. It is so good. It is extremely expensive. It's like 500 American, which is like that's like 800 Canadian where I live in Canada. But it's very expensive. But I do have a tutorial on how to download it if you want to download it. You can get a free trial. You can pay the money. You could probably even pirate it. I don't really recommend doing that. Either way, that's the one I use. I'm going to show you the Davinci one afterwards, but the one that I use is s_flicker. I have it favorited. That's how often I use it. You just drag it onto the clip, select the clip, go to effects, and it's probably going to lag Davinci a bit. As you can see, it's kind of stuttering, and you can't exactly tell. I made a tutorial on how to make your timeline run really smooth, but basically go to playback, timeline proxy mode, quarter resolution, which makes the timeline a quarter of the resolution that it should be. Just the timeline. It doesn't actually affect the final project or anything, so when you export it, it will be the correct resolution. And if that doesn't make it run smooth, then you can always do render cache and smart. I'm not going to do that though because I don't have to. Mine's running pretty smooth right now. And as you can see, it is flicking, but when you have this in full screen, that would give you a massive headache. That is flicking way too much. Basically, what I do is amplitude. I go 0.08, and then rand Luna amp I leave at 1, rand color amp I leave at 0, and rand frequency I put down to 12. Sometimes I do 10, sometimes I do 15, depending on the type of edit I'm doing. But just for your generic standard edit, 12 is very good. It's hard to see in the actual timeline because, well, obviously it's quarter resolution, but also it's very small. It's hard to see. You're gonna have to. It's one of those things where you have to trust that it's working correctly and hope that when you export it, it looks good. Just trust me. This is what looks best. I have a ton of edits I've done in the past, and this just looks the best. So, and yeah, we can even play it and remove it. Yeah, I don't know if you could kind of tell how it stopped. Yeah, this is just one of those subtle effects that you do that make it look more professional. It's not supposed to be super in your face. If it's insanely obvious that you have flicker on, you've done something wrong. But the one that Davinci has built into it is, yeah, that would give even someone without epilepsy a fucking seizure. I'm not super familiar with it, but I'm assuming the same-ish settings, 0.08 on the range, and probably 0.2 on the speed. That might actually be pretty good. Maybe 0.3. No, probably 0.225. I don't know. You'd have to fuck around with it on your own to figure out exactly what's best. It's kind of weird because it kind of flicks on and off very slowly. Yeah, you can mess around with this all you like to make it look good. At the end of the day, S underscore Flickr, the Sapphire one, it's just the best. It just is. I highly recommend you get it. If you can't, I completely understand. That's a lot of money, especially if you're not already making money from editing. I completely understand. This works. This works. It doesn't work as good, but it you can use it basically. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the whole video. Make sure you do drop a like and a sub, as it helps push this content to other people who might be in need of these tutorials. But yeah, drop a sub, drop a like, and peace out.